2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1 to 4. But understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty, for people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unappeasable, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving good, treacherous, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. Paul gives 18 descriptions in this passage about the people who were abusing the Ephesian church with their own motives. He gives a very unpleasant picture. These brutal descriptions about them is sandwiched between the phrase, "For people will be lovers of self" in verse 2a, rather than lovers of God in verse 4b. Their love of God had been replaced by love for self. This shows clearly where their hearts were, but they appear to be godly according to the following verse. Christ's great command to love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself, had been turned upside down in their hearts. Love suffers 5 tragedies in this description, which is people will be lovers of self, lovers of money, not loving good, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. This is exactly what happens when love of God is replaced with love of self. Self-love reigned in their hearts. In verse 1, Paul says, "In these last days there will come times of difficulty." Last days refer to the time period that had begun with the first coming of Christ. It continued in Timothy's day and continues in our day. And so last days and the times of difficulties have been in effect for over 2,000 years and will continue until Christ's return. These last days, Paul says, will produce distressing times. Because people around are so evil, it will produce distressing times for a Christian. And no Christian will be immune to such distressing times in these last days till we meet Christ. Have a blessed day.